Do you want me to say her name or our name, or just tell you
That's
go through the
okay.
process? Okay. Well, my daughter was, I believe, 7 when we started with this. Her birthday was in March, so she was 7 when we began, and she was basically having difficulty with her reading from the beginning. She didn't like school. She didn't like to read at all. She loved to be read too. She loved the stories and such, but she did not like the reading herself. And my wife and I are both pretty active parents. Worked with her some more, tried and tried and tried, and she got very frustrated. We got as frustrated, I think, as she did, if not more so, and which leads to friction, which leads to bad words, and it just kind of snowballed. And I believe a friend was the one that told us about you guys, and we came up here and met Dr. Myers and you, and were immediately impressed with the people, first of all, which is my wife and I have talked about many times. If you can't relate and get along with the people that you're trying to deal with or trying to help you, you don't have a good basis to start with. But anyway, that was the beginning, and the biggest thing for us was that Clara was comfortable with the doctor too. My daughter is kind of shy around men more than women, for starters, and the taller the men, the more shy she is. So, but he was very gentle, very kind, even with the testing and whatnot. And as lengthy as it can be, the initial testing and whatnot, even that she did fairly well. But when we came in and sat down and had our initial consultation with him after she'd gone through the testing, the things that he told us and showed us were the most enlightening 2 hours I think I've ever experienced. Because the way he showed us with the two like acetate overlays, to take them and show us how, for Clara, my daughter, things were going in and out of focus as she read, was so graphic, and boy, it just jumped right out and bit me, literally, that, because in my opinion, you could tell someone about the problems that she was having, and he could tell us about what he knows and the solutions, but to be able to show me like that, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, well then that was worth 1,000,000 words. And it immediately did two things. It made me incredibly guilty, and it made me want to get her started in the program here right away, hoping that it would work. Because before we came here, we didn't even know this sort of technology existed in the medical community, much less that we were blessed enough to have a doctor locally here like that. We're from Defiance, Ohio, so it's an hour trip up here and an hour back every time, but I'll tell you what, that is the most beneficial hour per week, or 2 hours per week, plus the hour here that we could have spent in a million years, because to say it's night and day, it's kind of summer and winter difference, if that makes sense. I mean, it's just phenomenal. She loves to read now. It's just what I thought she would be as a student. She was very intelligent, but it was like she couldn't apply that intelligence. And like I said, once he showed us graphically, visually, the problems that she was having, and explained things, and then explained how that he could work with them, and the therapist, y'all could work with her, and not just explain the problem and correct it, but allow her to correct it, give her the tools to correct it. That's what really impressed me, I guess. It wasn't, he was talking about the exercise where they put something on her head and try to get her to read without moving her head. And he said, and he explained it in great detail, and I can't remember exactly how he did it, but he said, if you tell a child, don't move your head while you're reading, they don't, they're still going to do it. They don't realize they're moving their head anyway. Don't move your head while you're reading. Okay, I won't. But if you tell them, don't let the book fall off your head, and they all of a sudden, oh, now they're concentrating on, and it was something so simple, and yet he said it, and again, it was like lights came on, the clouds parted and the sun rays came down. It was just little things like that that really made me comfortable and happy to be here. And like I said, it went from there. It snowballed. Like I said, every week we would come, you'd see a little difference, but as 2 weeks would go by and a month would go by, the differences were remarkable. And not just in her reading, in her comprehension, in her spelling, her handwriting, her mathematics, across the board, things that she hated and did not want to do. And homework used to be 2 hours of screaming and crying and clawing and biting, and literally, it was terrible. And now it's, Clara, let's sit down and do your homework, and she's not, good, Daddy, let's go. But you can sit down or just have her sit down by herself and 15, 20 minutes later, she's done. And, you know, that to me, if that's all we got out of it, that was worth every penny of what it cost us to do this. But to me, the peace of mind and the comfort level that she has with school now and with the reading, I mean, she can't get her hands on enough books, and I'm the same, I was and am the same way. I'm an avid novelist and whatnot, and that was killing me to see that she didn't have that, she didn't want it, but then why she couldn't. And like I said, the difference, I can't, I can't enunciate how big the difference is, but as I said, the reason that I am doing this testimonial is because I told the doctor last visit and the visit before that, I said, you know, if it wasn't so inappropriate, I'd give you a big hug and a kiss, because it means, you know, you can't, we all love our children in ways that you can't really describe that love to someone else, and to have him come in and help her so much to change her life is, as I said, it's golden, and you know, he's everything that he's advertised to be and then some, and like I said, we are blessed. We are truly blessed to have found him. We are truly blessed to have gone through the program, and we're truly blessed to be where we are today. So, like I said, to me, this is the least we could do to say thank you a little bit, was to pass along our good experiences to other people, to let them know that the help is there. And even if you're a bit, I don't want to say pessimistic, or you're a bit doubtful when you come, you know, which I wasn't doubtful, but I was skeptical. And I imagine everybody is a little bit, but it was, as I said, you come through in flying colors, and he told us too, I guess another thing that really amazed me was he told us basically how long it would be, and he said, you know, it's a child-by-child basis, but after doing all her initial testing, her intake and whatnot, and I think Clara's, I think, was 7 or 7.5 months was what he told us, and I mean, you talk about right on the nail on the head within 2 weeks of what he told us, and that too amazed me that he could estimate it that closely. But again, I guess with the education, with the experience he has in doing it, he knows that pretty well, and can, you know, but to be able to, the problems that she had, the myriad of problems that she had, to be able to take all that and know, still, like I said, be able to know within that period of time, that's pretty impressive to me. And like I said, it's been worth everything to us, and she's happy, we're happy, and like I said, I just wanted to pass that along to someone else, that our enthusiasm, and I hope it's coming through.
Yes, it is.
Because there's no other, like I said, there's no other way I could write a novel about how happy I am, but it's much easier just to tell you this, and we do appreciate him, we love him, and he's well worth everything that's, he's everything you've been told and then some, so.
Wonderful.